Hello, my name is Derek Gaines, and I'm here to talk about market segmentation and product positioning of Uncontrolit. First of all, I'll give a little bit of background on the product. Uncontrolit is a new home security product being offered by Guardian Security Systems. And what it does is it really offers breakthrough in home security monitoring and controlling through one single device. What I'm saying is anything in your house can be controlled from an iPad, an iPhone, an Android device. Really, any device that you have, you're able to download an app that allows you to control almost anything in your house that you can think of. There is no monthly monitoring service fee, and the reason for this is that if something were to go wrong, such as a door getting opened while you were out of town, the company would actually call the homeowner instead of automatically calling 911, much like other home security services. So that actually eliminates the cost. And lastly, it is sold in many different packages, which allows us to set different prices, and a lot of this depends on the age of the buyer and most importantly the size of the home. So now I need to look at segment targeting or product differentiation, and bottom line is there's a large target market here because theoretically anyone who owns a home could come to us and want this product. But the bad thing about that is that means there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people out there that do offer home security systems, which is why I believe that we need to market our product as being different from all the others. Yes, we could go break down different segments and try to dive into those, but overall, anyone who has a home could buy this product, and we need to keep that in mind. So therefore, it could be the price. We could offer it at a better price than the others, or more importantly, I think we could need to market the fact that everything is controlled from one device. And that's very appealing to the people in today's age who are largely dependent on the devices that they use. So now I'll talk a little bit about the market environment. Home security systems are no secret. It's not a new product that's coming out. So therefore, I mean, it's a mature market. They've been around for a while. The standard like ADT systems where you have a control center hanging on your wall and you can set what times you want it set, and pretty much if someone were to break in or a door gets open, an alarm goes off and the police are called. So and those have been around for a while and people are still buying them, so that would definitely be a mature market. However, Uncontrolit is operating in an emerging market because of the new technology that is being used to enhance the overall experience. It's just been in recent years where security systems are actually kind of expanding into more home things other than just securing a break-in. Now they're looking into more carbon monoxide, fire, etc. And Uncontrolled is allowing the technology that it can all be done right hand, which, as I mentioned, is very important in today's world. So overall, there is the market of anybody who owns a home, but I do think it's important that we look at other potential markets within the big market. First of all, young first-time home buyers could be someone that we go after. This is because a lot of times when young people first move out of their parents' house, they may not feel comfortable within their homes. Even the parents may want them to feel comfortable, so they would, help to buy this. But this could make them be more comfortable and have a better experience within their first year or two of living on their own. Secondly, middle class families, people who are more established, who may have owned a few homes, that know the ins and outs and the things that can go wrong within a home. And they also most likely have families, children, and they understand the importance of keeping them safe at whatever cost. Thirdly, the upper class families who may have very large estates and have a bunch of land. Generally, they're going to want to keep their whole place surveillanced, and the reason is because they may be on one side of the house and not have a clue what's going on the other. So, like I said, that they want to have it secure in any way that they can. Lastly, we offer a perk that would stand out to the elderly, and this is a button that could be pushed on the device within the app that would actually bring an ambulance there right away. For example, if an elderly person fell and they could reach their phone or their iPad or whatever, they could click the button and within 15 minutes someone would be there to help them get up and help them fix any problems that they could have had within their home. So for me, I think we should go after two of the target choices that I mentioned earlier, and these would be the middle class and elderly. The reason I say middle class is because I believe that they understand the quality rather than simply the price. In comparison to young homeowners, I believe that they're simply going to want something cheap. They're not going to necessarily care about quality. And it's understandable because they may not have as much money saved up, they may not have families, and they may not know the actual ins and outs of what owning a home could be like. So the middle class, they're not necessarily going to want something so expensive that another company actually just sits around and watches their house all the time, much like an upper class family might want. They're going to want something that they can control themselves. They're going to want something that's easy, and they're going to want something that makes them feel safe within their home and makes them feel safe with their children, their spouse, and that's really what Uncontrolit does. Everything I just described is what Uncontrolit is about, so I do believe the middle class would be one of the best segments to go after. Secondly, the elderly, I believe that it would be satisfying a need in the population, and as anyone in marketing knows, is if you can find a product that satisfies a need, that usually will lead to success. The reason I say this is a lot of times elderly they're hesitant to get out of their homes. They're stubborn to say the least as far as wanting to stay back even if they're not physically able. And what this device will do, it would actually help them maintain their home and get an idea if anything is going wrong within their home that they probably wouldn't even know if they were just staying in there and physically weren't able to get up and go around and check everything. Also, this will be very appealing to the children and grandchildren who want their elderlies to stay safe, and they understand the fact that they may have lived in a house for 60 years and it's just not easy to ask them to move out, but at the same time they want to ensure that they're safe. So I had two criteria for choosing these two segments, and that is that the product will be easily differentiated from others, and also the likelihood that we could increase profitability. This product definitely will operate under the functional focus concept. This is because it eliminates many problems, or that's the goal of it, is to potentially stop a number of problems. An example of another product in the functional focus concept is Crest whitening toothpaste. Its job is to prevent cavities, much like our job is to prevent break-ins or to prevent fires or to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. Overall, we're designed to prevent major household problems before they happen. Lastly, we'll talk a little bit about product positioning and the importance of making sure that the products know exactly what they're getting and know the brand. Overall, for any market, I want them to see us as an affordable, simple home security system that addresses nearly all homeowner issues homeowners may face, and something that can be used from one device, whether it's your iPhone or your iPad. But I do think a way to increase profitability is to dive into each segment and maybe try to position it a little bit different. For the middle class, I want to position it a little bit different than I would for the elderly. Um, what I'm saying here is I, I know there's other competition that the middle class is going to be seeing, so I don't want to try to make it seem like we're a new product, we're something completely different that they've ever had before, because bottom line is we are a security service and there's many others there. So what I want to offer them is something that's different, something that stands out from the others. A mid-grade product, something that is not going to cost them an arm and a leg. Something that another company's not going to come out and have to set up cameras all over their house and have a control center where they watch their house at all times. I want them to be able to feel as if they're in control of their own house and they're in control of the safety of their families. As far as for the elderly, we could position it a little bit different in the sense that it can almost be positioned as somewhat of a new product for them. A lot of elderly people probably aren't used to having home security systems, so they haven't been around for that long, so it's not like they've been dependent on them for their whole life. So in this case, I would like to view it as a new product to them, as a way to not take them away from their homes that they've lived in their whole lives, but rather keep them there. Be a product that can help them stay there longer, that can help their children and their grandchildren be at ease at knowing that they have a device that can help them make sure the house isn't going to catch on fire, make sure that no one's going to break in and steal anything. Um, so overall, I think it is important that going forward that we, each segment that we are into, regardless of what that may be, that we try to position it a little bit better. But overall, the key is making sure the customer knows what they're getting and understands our brand. I don't want the customer getting something, having it installed, and then coming back and writing reviews that it's hard to use, and then it's just simply not what they were wanting, because that can negatively affect the brand in a way that could actually cause it to end in the future. But I do believe that if the marketing is done right and each segment knows what they're getting, then it could be a very successful product. In today's world, as I've mentioned multiple times, everything is being controlled from a handheld device. So why not bring that technology into the home security system? Thank you. Have a nice day.